Here on the floor of New York Comic Con at the Javits Center in New York City. We're saying hello to our old friend Mark from Funko again. Hello, Mark. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having me back.
We seem to be stalking you around the country here.
Oh, well, that's all right. You guys can follow me anywhere.
New York Comic Con, the first time we got to talk and meet was at San Diego, and then we had you on not too long ago about the big Star Wars subscription box that you have, which is coming out in November, right?
Yeah, you've got till the 12th to sign up for that. So, yeah, about a month and a half left before we get that one out.
Right. So if you don't sign up by then and it comes out, can you still sign up for it at some point?
It depends on how many people sign up. You know, we've got a certain amount of quantity that we made, and if we don't sell all those, then we'll certainly sell them retroactively. But we're getting a little smarter about how many to make, so I wouldn't risk it.
Okay. Roland, you heard that? You got to sign up for the Star Wars box right away.
I need one now. I love you.
Well, so we got the Star Wars box, and you were doing really well before that with the Marvel boxes that I saw.
Yeah.
You had Ant-Man and I think the Avengers at San Diego, right?
Yep, and then today, this con, we brought our Secret Wars box. So we've got 3 of the boxes that we've done so far, and Villains is next. It's up on the sign over there at the booth, and you've got 1 more week to sign up for Villains if you want that one.
Where do you go? Just Funko.com and sign up for it?
You can go to CollectorCore.com, you can go to SmugglersBounty.com, and Funko.com will direct you to both.
There you go. Now, we're here at the Funko setup, which is a great location because you're right by the front where everybody is kind of like cattling in here.
Yeah.
And they're giving out tickets. There's huge lines for everything. And this is the first time in the few days that we've come by here that there's actually things on the shelf.
Right. It's not barren. Yeah,
No.
That's what happens when you come by at 4 o'clock.
Right.
It looks like a hurricane came through and like someone went through the aisle and all that's left is like 1 bag of dog food and like creamed corn.
Yeah,
You know, that's it.
It is a hurricane, trust me.
So what are the things that are going really fast here? What is everybody clamoring for?
You know, oddly enough, this Ricochet Rabbit right here, it's an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I'm not even that familiar with the character, and it is flying off the shelves. So I guess there's just kind of a die-hard collecting group behind Hanna-Barbera that's really after that. Right below it, you see Stan Lee, and Stan is definitely flying off the shelves as well.
He has 1 or 2 other versions.
He does.
Of this,
he has
right?
2 at his booth, and he has a gold version at his booth, and then we have this one, and then we're also doing an exclusive with him. It's at his Kamikaze Expo in LA, so he's got like a silver one there, and so we got a good relationship with Stan.
Nice.
And the Iron Throne over there on the far
From
wall.
Game of Thrones. That's pretty big.
It is. It's a 6-inch. I think it's a 6-inch figure. It actually fits the pops, so you can
put your figures on top of the throne.
You can put the ruler of your choice on top.
That's awesome.
Yes, it should
That's
be.
so awesome.
It should be Daenerys.
Yeah.
Always Daenerys.
Of
But
course.
you can do whoever you want. And and there's one other one I was thinking about that seems to be flying off. Well, I mean, Cookie Monster goes fast. It's a flocked Cookie Monster, so he's got a little fuzz on him. That's what we call flocking, right? That goes fast. And
I'm paying attention to the 10th Doctor right there.
The 10th Doctor is definitely a popular item, as is the T-shirts, especially the Captain Phasma T-shirt. Yeah, that is it's got a little kind of a metal finish on the front of it, and that's definitely been hard to keep in stock. We don't even have many of those per day.
It's very interesting packaging that you have for the T-shirts there. 'Cause they're not set up like a hanging display like a clothing store.
Right.
They're packaged in their own kind of pop box.
Right. Yeah, that's it. That's definitely part of that product and how our founder, Brian Mariotti, kind of envisioned it as sort of a collectible T-shirt. So you can either buy it and wear it, or you can buy it and collect it like that. We actually started selling those in Hot Topic exclusively, so you can, not that particular shirt, but you can go find like our full line at Hot Topic, and then we had some exclusives at SDCC, and then those are our New York versions, so Stanley, Captain Phasma, and that's our mascot, Freddy Funko.
Another thing that's been capturing my eye, right, is the variation of Deadpool in the chimichanga truck.
Yep.
The red one there.
Yeah, so we've done a couple of different colors of the chimichanga truck. I think we've done yellow and silver, and so that's just another color variation on it. So the one for this con is the red one.
I did know something that the T-shirts, 2XL, excellent choice for Comic-Con, excellent size.
Yeah, we've got up to 3XL over at the Marvel and Star Wars.
You guys are genius at Funko.
We didn't even bring smalls.
Yeah.
True story.
Ooh, because my shirt's a little tight right now.
So tough luck, kids. You're out of you can't get a shirt there.
That Batman Dorb up there, that 6-inch Batman Dorb is the detective mode from Arkham Knight. You know, where it's like you hit the button and everything turns all night vision and whatnot.
So the eyes are glowing on that one.
So that has also been a popular one. I forgot about that. I just looked up at it for that. we don't use, the Dorbs are usually little tiny, kind of 3-inch figures, and so that's a Dorb XL, and it's like,
Is that the
twice
first
as
time
big.
you made a big one, or?
No, we had a Groot and a Rocket at SDCC.
All right. And those are probably out of print now too, right?
Oh yeah, long gone.
That's the fun thing and the aggravating thing about Funko is that they know when it's like Disney. It goes back into the vault, and then you don't see it for 20 years. They'll do a line. I know some of the more popular ones were like some of the Teen Titans, Winnie the Pooh. I see on eBay, was for a ton of money, and it had its little. And you wouldn't think Winnie the Pooh would be such a hot item as far as people spending hundreds of dollars on eBay and stuff like that. But it's out of print or retired, as you said, like that.
Exactly.
And then so you got to get it wherever you can.
Well, a lot of those figures came out too when Funko was just kind of debuting the Pop line, and so it wasn't nearly as popular as the line is now, and so just therefore there's less of those figures on the market. So some of the stuff will reissue, like especially with Star Wars, we'll go back and reissue like Han Solo or Greedo, because nobody at Star Wars is going to be cool with like not having a Han Solo figure out, right? I mean, and that makes sense. So like the licensor wants us to bring things back, but we have to be careful, and because we don't want to upset collectors who have spent that much money. So we like change the packaging or try to do a variation, so that way they still feel like they have their ultra valuable collectible, but you give new collectors a chance to come in and buy something.
Well, that's how I found you guys, and I guess in your early runs that you had. I walked into a bookstore and I saw The Simpsons. Yeah. Like you had the 4-pack of The Simpsons there, and I'm like, wow, I've never saw that. Went and bought it, and then give it some time, and all of a sudden now Funko was making everything. Yeah,
no, that's true. That's true. I mean, at this point, I'm seeing some licenses come through that I'm just kind of like, wow, I would never ever thought we're going to work on, like, well, Supernatural is like not a show that I'm like a huge personal fan of, and I don't really know that much about, but we can hardly keep the things in stock, and I think that's what's really cool about Funko is that it's not just Marvel, Star Wars, and DC. I mean, we've got like little narrow fan groups that are into stuff like, even that old Battlestar Galactica show. It's not even the reboot show.
Yeah,
that's the classic
original,
70s show, and people are super into that particular collectible.
That's a gold Cylon over there, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so there's every group has its fan base, and if we can make enough that anybody could find something here, I feel like everybody from like my little 8-year-old niece to a 70-year-old man that's like, oh, I grew up with Betty Boop or something like that. We've got it. So
as my co-host Matt always says, it's never been a better time to be a collector of anything, because anything that you ever loved, they never made a product for that. Now they're starting to do that. They're going back and saying, look, somebody's going to buy something like this. And you guys have, like Ricochet Rabbit right there. Yeah. Who would have thought to make something out of that anymore? And like as you said, you can't keep it on the shelves there. So it's never been a better time to collect anything.
Oh, I agree. And there's a lot of good companies out there, not just us. And there's a lot of great licenses out there. So there's a lot of content to work with. And there's a lot of new content too. There's a lot of new comic books always coming out that I'd like to see us do more stuff with some of the new comic books and new content that's out there. Doesn't always have to be the hits from days of yore.
Right.
We could do something that comes out new, and I think you'll see more stuff like that from us.
So I saw over there you have the 4 Ninja Turtles. Is there any chance there's going to be any other characters from the Ninja Turtles lines coming on to go with the set?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So we might see a Krang?
Maybe a Splinter?
I'm pretty sure there's a Splinter, and what's the hog's name?
Bebop.
Yeah, there, and that.
I got another there.
Okay. Well, the other thing too, I know Brian was eyeing the what?
The Cthulhu Funko Pop, which is pretty awesome. It's got all the little tentacles hanging out. He will destroy your world, and he's pretty awesome.
It's got a little patina finish on it too.
I like it. Yeah, it's got that little bit of shine.
Yeah.
How does that do compared to the because that's older sci-fi stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Compared to like kids today would say the old Cylon from Battlestar. That's old sci-fi stuff, but that's really old sci-fi stuff.
There's
that's
definitely
compared
difference.
to Doctor Who and Ninja Turtles and all that other stuff. How does the old stuff do compared to the newer stuff?
I mean, it's definitely a narrower, more niche fan base in terms of people who are into stuff like that. Again, it still sells really well, and I think there's a market for all of that stuff. But I don't think you're going to see something like that, say at like Target or Walmart or something. It doesn't kind of extend that way, but that's okay, because where we do move stuff like that is at comic book shops and specialty stores. So there's always an outlet, and there's always a fan group and a way for people to get stuff. Thank the gods for the internet, because now you don't have to be able to have access to a store like that. If there's a comic book shop you love and they have a great online storefront, then you can probably track that down.
But of course, the goal here is not only just to make everyone happier at Comic-Con, it's to get everything off these shelves so you have less boxes to bring back home.
I don't think that's going to be a problem. I really don't. I mean, if you come by here at 4 o'clock or 4:30, there's usually a handful of things left on the shelf, and then we'll kind of hang out here and shoot the breeze, and by 7 o'clock, it's all gone. But we're actually, I mean, you mentioned that we're ticketing the booth this year. We do 2 sessions, and as people were coming in this morning, they were basically saying, okay, you can go to the left and queue up for the main floor, or you can go to the right and queue up for Funko. And, not to like pat ourselves in the back, but I thought that was kind of amazing.
You become your own entity, that you're competing against the con.
Then I was blown away by that, man. And so we filled up the 11 o'clock queue at like 8:15 a.m. And then they started queuing up for 2:30 right after that. So basically, by the time we're talking now, all the tickets for the day have been accounted for.
It's amazing.
First question. Here's my business card. You can send 2 of the Star Wars boxes right there, and I'll be very, very happy.
I'm sure that we
right
can.
Right here, Bieber Love.
I'm sure we can probably work something out.
Roland did make the Bieber Love sign with his hand.
He did do it.
So everything here at New York Comic Con is an exclusive and is brand new as far as like the T-shirts and everything. So get it while you can. If everything should be gone, but if there is stuff left over, is there an official way to get this stuff without having to go online?
No. If it comes back, most of the time if it comes back, then we'll usually work with like a comic book shop or somebody like that to buy the extras and kind of work with somebody in that way to get rid of them. And that's handled by the sales team and blah, blah, blah. There's no official way. We don't sell anything on our own website other than the mystery boxes, other than Marvel and Star Wars. So if you're not here, your best bet's eBay after the show. But keep in mind that some of this stuff is available in stores. The only difference being the sticker. Like for instance, if you want that Iron Throne up there and you want the sticker that says New York Comic Con, you have to buy it here. But Hot Topic has them in their stores, and it says convention exclusive. So it's a little bit tricky, and it matters to some collectors. Some collectors are like, nope, I want the official NYCC version, and I'm going to line up, and I'm going to get it, and it will be higher in value on the secondary market. But if all you want is to crack open an Iron Throne and put Daenerys on it, well, you can go get it at Hot Topic, or you can probably find it online for a lot less than a 4-hour wait.
What about these really huge, like 20-foot statues? You ever going to sell those at some point?
I don't know that we'll sell those. We have sold some of the smaller ones to different retailers. Like there's a Think Geek store that opened up. I think it's in Florida, and we sold them our Rocket Raccoon that we had in the office. So we do part with them from time to time. I don't know that we'd part with Groot though. That'd be tough. That would hurt.
Well, I have to pull Roland away from the big giant Chewie that he's hugging and groping. So we'll have to wrap this up here. Mark, thank you so much. Can you give the websites on where they can subscribe for the boxes?
Absolutely. It's smugglersbounty.com for Star Wars. It is CollectorCorps with a P, CORPS.com for Marvel. And you can always go to Funko.com as well, because there's like big giant floating ads on Funko.com that'll take you to either one.
All right. So this is pretty much the end of the con season, right, for this year? Is New York the last big one?
Stanley's Kamikaze is Halloween weekend in LA. We'll actually be there.
And then you get to rest for a little bit before starting this all over again.
Yeah, and I think we're at C2E2 in March.
Yeah, so you get to rest. Get a tiny little window, and then the whole thing starts all over again. Is there anything that is in the works before we go that you can tell us about for 2016? Like Mad Max, is that going to be a line?
I have not heard anything about Mad Max. Okay. I mean, I think the stuff I'm most excited about, obviously there will be a bunch, a wave 2 of Star Wars pops that will come out that we can't release until after the movie's out.
Okay.
It's all the characters that we're all
Spoilers,
dying to see, right? And that we can't release that stuff until after the movie comes out, but there's some cool stuff in there. And then there's a wave 2 of the Doctor Who figures coming out. It's got some of the companions, because our first wave was mostly the Doctors and a few villains. And so some of the companions, and I think some of the characters that fans are really clamoring for are in that. And then oddly enough, fans have been like screaming like hell to get Felicity Smoke from Arrow.
Really?
And so there's an Arrow wave 2 with like the Dark Archer and Felicity and some other characters like that they staged a mini riot on our Twitter feed one day, and we were like, all right, we do listen. We hear fans, and they staged a sit-in, and we managed to get Felicity into the second wave.
Well, I know Matt's going to be very happy. He's a huge Arrow fan.
And not only that, you just told Erik that he can like hold a sit-in until he gets the toy he wants.
if you can get organized, we'll notice it.
You'll be hearing from me soon. Mark, thank you so much. Funko here at New York Comic Con. Go online to the websites that Mark just told you. Subscribe for the Star Wars box. That is really exciting and really cool.
Agreed.
And they're all exclusive stuff, so it's not going to be like some of the other subscriptions where they put other stuff in there just saying, you know, we have the product permission, but this is exclusive stuff that you guys are making that are going to be in these boxes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's 100% exclusive each box.
All right, Mark, thank you so much, man, and we'll see you at the next con.
Cool. See you, man.